Yeah. He asked me if he is going to have a couple of weeks holiday. So he was asking me about service and stuff.
Oh, really?
Well, you can come and stay. I said, no, I need to do my Green Street Seva too.
Oh, really?
I said, okay, well, you can come here.
Oh, wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
We're ready, huh? Okay. Well, we've begun Ramananda Samvad. Best part. Best part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah. So let's see, where are we?
Does Simon know what that is?
Yesterday we had, the whole class was just an introduction.
Okay,
so
great.
Now we're beginning, yeah.
Okay.
Right? You were here, right? We were, yeah. So we had an introduction. Dasa Vrindavanam Bande Krishna Dasa Prabhum Tata Chanavatar Chaitanya Leela Vistar Karino Yo Nityananda Prabja Runadena Bhushito Vyaktachano Burachincho Vavande Vyasarupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindascha Ganaisaha Jayanti Patakas Ch.Ch Sarvesham Gurunartino Sevane Kotokan Kori Nitya Gan Godavari Parahoya Taha Koi Losnan. After performing his usual chanting and dancing for some time in this forest, the Lord crossed the river and took his bath on the other bank. Gatachari Koto Dore Jal Sanidane Vasi Prabhu Kore Krishna Nam Sankirtane. After bathing in the river, the Lord walked a little distance from the bathing place and engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna. Enokale dolai chari Ramananda Rai snan kori bare aila bhajana bhajai. At that time, accompanied by the sounds of music, Ramananda Rai came there on a palanquin to take his bath. So as we discussed yesterday, Ramananda, he has this very high, governmental post. He's some type of, he's not exactly a king, but some position like that, some type of ruling post. And so he's a big guy, and he's always accompanied by some large entourage, and even he's going to take bath in this holy river, like some sacred ritual, and he has this big entourage there. Some music is maybe blowing trumpets or something, some equivalent to that, and he's on a palanquin. And Mahaprabhu's there as this, renounced sannyasi, traveling alone, living the simple life. This contrast is there. Tar sange babu aila vaidik praman vidimate koilote ho snaradi tarpan. Many Brahmins following the Vedic principles accompanied Ramananda Rai. According to the Vedic rituals, Ramananda Rai took his bath and offered oblations to his forefathers. Prabhu tare deki janilo e Rama Rai tahare milite Prabhu manuti dai. Mahaprabhu could understand that the person who had come to bathe in the river was Ramananda Rai. The Lord wanted so much to meet him that his mind immediately began running after him. Tatapi darja dori Prabhu rohila vosya Ramananda aila porva sannyasi dekiya. Although Mahaprabhu was running after him mentally, he patiently remained sitting. Ramananda Rai, seeing the wonderful sannyasi, then came to see him. Surya Shatta Samkanti Arunavasan Subalita Prakanda Deho Kamala Lochan. Ramananda Rai saw that Mahaprabhu was as brilliant as 100 suns. The Lord was covered by a saffron garment. He was large in body and very strongly built, and his eyes were like lotus petals. So this is that description we mentioned the other day, like the sun dressed in saffron. Hundreds of suns. And what was that other very beautiful description we read? I don't remember.
Golden.
Yeah, something like that.
Molten gold.
In saffron, something, yeah, that was it, yeah. Dekiya tahar mane hoilo chamatkar, asiya korilo dandavat namaskar. When Ramananda Rai saw the wonderful sannyasi, he was struck with wonder. He went to him and immediately offered his respectful obeisances, falling down flat like a rod. Literally, this is what dandavat means actually. Danda means like a stick. So dandavat, it means like a stick. So that word, actually we use that word in a kind of like an idiomatic way, you could say. Because literally it means like lying on the ground and like a stick. It's like, the expression of surrender. So literally it just says, dandavat, korilo. He like, laid down like a stick. Made this, expression of respect and surrender to Mahaprabhu. Uti Prabhu kohe utta koho Krishna Krishna tade alingite Prabhu hriday satrishna. The Lord stood up and asked Ramananda Rai to arise and chant the holy name of Krishna. You see this expression a few times in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu saying, this Utta and Koho Krishna Nam, Loho Krishna, get up, take the name of Krishna. One of the most wonderful sections here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we'll come to it later, is Mahaprabhu's, this beautiful exchange he has with the... You remember Sarvabhauma, right? So Sarvabhauma's son-in-law, Amoga, he's not so devotionally inclined. Some bad characteristics, some envious nature. And I won't go into all the details, but anyway, he acts offensively towards Mahaprabhu, and as a result he becomes very, very sick as a result of that. And he's like on his dying of cholera. And Mahaprabhu hears, and he goes to see him. And there's this beautiful description how Mahaprabhu puts his hand on his chest and he tells him, "Oh Amog, get up, take Krishna Nam, just take Krishna Nam." And he also, it's so beautiful because he was he was critical of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu shows this type of mercy to him. And by that time he's repenting for his misbehavior, and Mahaprabhu is very loving with him, and also one very nice instruction he gives him is he tells him, "You are a Brahmin, and the heart of a Brahmin is supposed to be very pure. So why is it that you have let this demon of jealousy enter your heart? Your heart is supposed to be very pure and very clean. Why did you let this, ugly, witch enter your heart? This is not appropriate for someone like you." It was a very, wonderful example of the Lord's mercy and love. So anyhow, this, Utta, get up and take Krishna Nam. Don't worry about anything else. Whatever, craziness our minds put us through, whatever suffering we have to go through, don't worry about it. Just get up, take Krishna Nam. There's always hope. The Lord's name is always there. We can always reach out, and this is what is so wonderful about this process of kirtan. We can always connect with the Lord. Whatever situation we're in, whatever we're dealing, whatever environment we're in, we can always connect with the Lord through that current, or that divine current of His holy name. It is such a merciful grant which has been extended to us at this time. It's the most wonderful and accessible way by which we can connect with the Lord and the flow of His mercy, just simply by calling out to His name. So the Lord stood up and asked Ramananda Rai to arise and chant the holy name of Krishna. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very eager to embrace him. It says that in his heart, Hriday is here. Tade alingite Prabhu Hriday, like in his heart, he was very eager to. You were here, right? I was saying how we find the word alinga many times, right? To hear this again. You remember Gurudev would say sometimes alinga, right? Alinga means embrace. This is part of Mahaprabhu's program. Kirtan, Krishna Prem, Alingan. Prashad. This is pretty much it. This is the program. Embracing the Vaishnavas in love, chanting Kirtan, dancing, taking prasadam, fainting, Murchita Hoya, fainting in Krishna Prem. This is pretty much the all-day program of Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu was very eager to embrace him within his heart. Tatapi pochilo tumirai Ramananda, teho kohe sehana, dasa shudramanda. Mahaprabhu then inquired whether he was Ramananda Rai. And he replied, yes, I am your very low servant, and I belong to the Shudra community. So of course, as we discussed yesterday, there is this eternal relationship between Mahaprabhu and Ramananda, from in their relationship in Krishna Lila, but also in more of like an immediate way. Sarvabhauma, remember, he especially told Mahaprabhu, please, there's this wonderful Vaishnava, Ramananda Rai. You gotta meet him, please. He's so wonderful. So this has been in Mahaprabhu's mind, going to, like, anticipating this meeting with Ramananda Rai. And now this meeting is taking place. So yes, I am your very, Ramananda is replying, I am your very low servant. I belong to the Shudra community. Actually, as I recall, he's a member of the Kayasta class. And they're sometimes considered like Shudras. I think in different parts of India they have different, position or respect. But they're but not in other parts they have more position. Somebody told me, like more like Kshatriyas sometimes are considered like that. But they're generally they deal with like money and Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he was in that Kayasta class, like merchants but anyhow, he's very humbly like saying, I'm a Shudra, like lowest caste. Tobe tare koilo Prabhu Dridda Alingan. It's very like tight embrace, very firm hug. Tobe tare koilo Prabhu Dridda Lingam Prema Veshe. Here we go again. Prema Vesh, overwhelmed with prema, overwhelmed with love. Prabhu Britya, wow. Prabhu, Britya means servant, Prabhu means Lord. So we use this word Prabhu very, very loosely, but actually it's only in recent times that we use it to refer to like our own members. Originally it means Lord, like you would call the Lord Prabhu, or you would call your Guru Prabhu. That's how it was until it's like 100 years ago.
I assumed it meant brother, so that's because I've only heard it used.
Yeah, that's how we use it like that. But it was a special practice that was instituted recently by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He's the revolutionary who established like our whole way of practicing life in modern times. And his conception was that he saw his disciples as extensions of his guru, that his feeling was like, I'm not fit to perform. My guru has given me so much service, but I don't have the capacity to do all of it. And so my guru has mercifully expanded himself in the form of my disciples, and they're coming to help me in my service to him. And so like with this type of very high spiritual vision, he would refer to his disciples as Prabhu, you know, very like respectable and way to address them. And so that became like a practice in our, that you know, that is our practice now. And so it's not something, we will like restrict it to like, you know, like practicing, you know, initiated practicing members. Sometimes our devotees, you'll see them using it for like anyone on the street, you know, it's not really appropriate. It's good we try to remember the dignity of this title. And actually our Gurudev, he liked this very much, and he even liked, he preferred, he didn't like necessarily always do it himself, but he expressed, he really preferred that when you're like addressing someone, you'll say Prabhu first. So you'll say Prabhu Gadadhar, like giving more respect, you know, like that. So this expression is very beautiful. Prabhu Britya, master and servant. Britya means servant. Prabhu and Britya. Prema Veshe Prabhu Britya Dohe Achetan. Then Achetan. Same as Morchita Hoya. They became unconscious. Absorbed in divine. Here you have everything in this verse. Embracing and praying, becoming unconscious. Mahaprabhu then embraced Ramananda Rai very firmly. Indeed, both the master and the servant almost lost consciousness due to ecstatic love. Swabhavika prem dohar uday korila, duha lingia duhe bhumite podila. Their natural love for each other was awakened in them both, and they embraced and fell to the ground. Stamba Sverashu Kampa Pulak Vaivanya Duha Mukete Shuni Gangada Krishna Varna. When they embraced each other, ecstatic symptoms, paralysis, perspiration, tears, shivering, paleness, and standing up of the bodily hairs appeared. The word Krishna came from their mouths, falteringly. Nekya Brahman Ganer Hoilo Chamadkar Vaidik Brahman Sab Koden Vichar. When all the stereotyped ritualistic Brahmins who were following the Vedic principles saw this ecstatic manifestation of love, they were struck with wonder. All these Brahmins began to reflect as follows. Eto sanyasir teja deki brahmasam shudrya lingya kene koren grandan. The Brahmins thought, we can see that this sannyasi has a luster like the effulgence of Brahman. But how is it that he is crying upon embracing a Shudra, a member of the fourth caste in the social order? E Maharaja Maha Pandit Gambhir Sanyasir Sparshe Mata Hoila Astir. They thought this Ramananda Rai is the governor of Madras, a highly learned and grave person, a Maha Pandit. But upon touching this sannyasi, he has become restless like a madman. So like socially, this does not make any sense at all. This intensity of love and this connection that they're feeling, does not make any sense, you know. And as we were mentioning yesterday, you know, normally a sannyasi, they're avoiding like people who are involved, very worldly people. They're avoiding those people. It doesn't look good for them to mix with these people. You know, Mahaprabhu refuses to meet the king of Puri. Not once or even twice, but like again and again, he refuses to meet King Prataparuja because it's not appropriate for a sannyasi who's living a renounced life to mix with worldly people who are dealing with, you know, money and women and all types of worldly affairs. And he would be criticized if he were to like mix closely. But here, it's very striking. Mahaprabhu just like totally, because of that intensity of their love, it's so deep, like he doesn't care about all these social considerations. You know, it's all like going out the window. It's really an extraordinary. I mean, they haven't met each other at all. Like, it's just extraordinary. Like, how odd this must look. They've never met before, you know. It's only possible because they have this eternal relationship, you know. But to outsiders, they don't know any of that. Really. I mean, really, just think of it. They're meeting, and they're embracing, and they're crying, and then they're falling on the ground. Like, they never met, and he's this sannyasi, and he's this big, like, magistrate government person, you know, surrounded by like 100 followers. And so understandably, they're like pretty astonished, you know, what is going on here? And then Mahaprabhu, he's observing this. Because you see Mahaprabhu, it's just mentioned in a few places, he's always sensitive to the environment. He's always sensitive to the environment, and he, like, if he feels that people around are not, like, understanding, not favorable, then he's, like, restraining himself. And, you know, when, like, you know, like they in Navadvip, they had these very exclusive kirtans at Srivas Thakur's place, Srivas Angam, and this was like really exclusive kirtan. Only like select persons could enter. You know, there's like an in crowd. You know, and then in this like exclusive, like selective group, he would like be able. He would feel very free to express his feelings of divine. You know, his divine emotion. And you know, some persons would want to join, and he wouldn't allow them because it would put some like restraint, you know. And there's one incident describes how Srivas Thakur's mother, I think it is, right? She or grandmother, maybe grandmother, yeah, I think you're right, grandmother. She really wants to come, you know, but it's kind of funny, like that she's the grandma. And she's really excited about the kirtan, and she really wants to go, but she's not given entrance. So she ends up hiding under a basket or something like that. But Mahaprabhu can detect, you know, like there's some difference, you know, in the atmosphere. So you know, this type of importance is given to that. You know. Favorable, suitable environment is required for this, you know, free expression of heart. And he's not wanting to put on a show, right? You know, it's not what it's about. So Mahaprabhu puts some check on his emotions. Hemata vipragan bhave mane man vijati alok deki. This refers to the vijatiya lok, like outside people, like they're the outsiders, you know. Prabhu koile samaram. While the Brahmins were thinking in this way about the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, Mahaprabhu saw those outsiders and restrained his transcendental emotions. We hope we won't be vijatiya lok. Vijatiya. I'll just read this purport. Ramananda Rai was intimately related to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, he can be accepted as a Sajatiya, a person within the intimate circle of the Lord. The Brahmins, however, were followers of the Vedic rituals and were not able to have an intimate connection with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Consequently, they are called Vijatiya Lok. In other words, they were not pure devotees. One may be a highly learned Brahmin, but if he is not a pure devotee, he is a Vijatiya, an outcast, one outside devotional service. In other words, a non-devotee. Although Mahaprabhu and Ramananda were embracing in ecstasy, the Lord restrained his transcendental emotions upon seeing the outsider Brahmins. We also had this, like, you know, type of feeling with Gurudev, you know. Like, there were those you could see he kept, like, some distance, like, you know, some polite level of exchange, you know. And And then there were those who you could recognize he had accepted in one of his own, like this expression, Nija Jan, like own person, like own man, And so, we could observe that, persons who were, that intimate circle of Gurudev, and who he could deal with as he wanted to and felt it was needed and appropriate, and then those he'd keep it in arm's length, and some formality. And so, we always wanted to be part of the in-group. in the heart circle of Gurudev, Didn't mean necessarily that you would be the one getting all the attention necessarily. That could sometimes be a bad sign, If he's giving you too much respect and too much attention, then it could be a bad sign. But just to feel like you're accepted, it's a really extraordinary thing. That was what Gurudev inspired in so many, just to feel like you were accepted by him. And sometimes to be chastised, that would be felt to be a privilege, if he was correcting you in some way, that would be whoa, you're really getting the mercy, you're one of his own, we're so envious, just to feel like you're accepted, that feeling of acceptance is so wonderful. It's part of that home feeling that we're all looking for, You're accepted and you're part of the family. That's ultimately what we all want. Okay, we'll read a little bit more. Shushta hoya duhese stanete bosila, tobe hasi Mahaprabhu kohite lagila. When they've regained their sanity, they both sat down, or regained their sanity. It's more became more calm or steady or something like that. They both sat down, and Mahaprabhu smiled, or maybe even composure or something. And they both sat down, and Mahaprabhu smiled and began to speak as follows. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya kohilo tomar gune, tomare milite more korilo jatane. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya spoke of your good qualities, and he made a great endeavor to convince me to meet you. Toma milibare more etar gaman, malo hoilo anayase pailu darashan. Indeed, I have come here just to meet you. It is very good that even without making an effort, I have gotten your interview here. Rai kohe sarvabhauma, kore britya gyan, parokshe hamorhite, hoy savadam. Ramananda replied, Sarvabhauma thinks of me as his servant. Even in my absence, he is very careful to do me good. So now we're beginning, it's a very beautiful, loving Vaishnava exchange, a very beautiful example here. So you see throughout this exchange that both Mahaprabhu and Ramananda, they're both what's the word? Denigrating, or that's not the word I'm looking for. Putting themselves down, diminishing their own position and glorifying the other. So Ramananda's always putting himself in a lower position and glorifying Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu is doing the same, putting, so Mahaprabhu's saying Sarvabhauma told me I have to come and meet you, it will be nice, it will be good for me to meet you, but Ramananda's turning this around, saying, I'm like a servant of Sarvabhauma, and a master always thinks of the welfare of his servant, his dependent. So he wants to do good for me, and so he asked you to come and meet me and help me that, It's a very beautiful Vaishnava exchange. Tar kripai paino tomar darashan, Aji safa hoilo mor manushya janam. So Ramananda is speaking, continuing. By his mercy, I have received your interview here. Consequently, I consider that today I have become a successful human being. Or again, this is one of those lost in translation. This Manushya Janma Safa, like my human birth has become fulfilled. That's how I would say it. Like the purpose of my life, like I've attained that. What is the whole purpose of the human birth? That's been fulfilled. Yeah, success. Safa, yeah, fulfilled. Yeah. Successful, like that. Sarvabhaume tomar kripa tare chinna Asprisya sparshile hoya tar premadina. I can see that you have bestowed special mercy upon Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Therefore you have touched me, although I am untouchable. This is due only to his love for you. So you are being kind to me because of your relationship with Sarvabhauma. Like Sarvabhauma asked you to come and give some mercy to me. And because, you love Sarvabhauma so much and he loves you so much, then you're doing that. It's nothing to do with my qualification. Kahatumi sakshadishwa narayam kahamui rajya sevi vishoyesho jadam. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan himself, and I am only a government servant, interested in materialistic activities. Indeed, I am the lowest among men of the fourth caste. Mor sparshena korile grina veda boy, mor darshantoma vedeni shedoy. You do not fear the Vedic injunctions stating that you should not associate with a Shudra. You are not contemptuous of my touch, although in the Vedas you are forbidden to associate with Shudras. And really, there was this type of rigidity in the culture. Even if you were to, if someone of a higher caste was to sit at the table and eat together with someone of a lower caste, it would be considered that they'd lost their caste, like that, But Mahaprabhu's totally disregarding. You can't take food that's been cooked by persons of a lower caste. There's even different classifications of Brahmins. And so Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi, he's not even supposed to accept food that's been prepared by particular types of Brahmins. Later we'll hear about the Sanodian Brahmin, some lower level Brahmin, and they're not supposed to, someone of Mahaprabhu's stature, they can't really cook, for them. Anyway, we'll come to that very beautiful incident there. But so there's a lot of these rules and this rigidity, but Mahaprabhu's disregarding all of that. Tomai kripai tomai korai ninja karma sakshadishwa tumike janeto marmarma. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Therefore no one can understand your purpose. By your mercy you are touching me, although this is not sanctioned by the Vedas. Amanishtarite toma iha agaman parama doyalu tumi patita pavam. You have come here specifically to deliver me. You are so merciful that you alone can deliver all fallen souls. Mahanta sabhave tarite pamar nijakar janahi tabur jantar gur. It is the general practice of all saintly people to deliver the fallen. Therefore they go to people's houses, although they have no personal business there. And now there is a quotation from Bhagavatam on this point. Mahad vichalanam nunam grihinam dina chetasam Ishreyasaya Bhagavan Nanyata Kalpate Ch.Ch. My dear Lord, sometimes great saintly persons go to the homes of householders. Although these householders are generally low-minded, when a saintly person visits their homes, one can understand that it is for no other purpose than to benefit the householders. So they're not going with that consciousness of getting something from them, but only for their sake, to give something to them. Amar Sangye Brahmanadi Sahasre Kajan Tomar Darshane Sabar Dravibhutaman. It's actually 1,000 people. Along with me, there are about 1,000 men. This is a huge entourage he has, including the Brahmins, and all of them appear to have had their hearts melted simply by seeing you. Krishna Krishna Nam Shuni Sabar Vadane Sabaranga Pulakita Ashru Nayane. I hear everyone chanting the holy name of Krishna. Everyone's body is thrilled with ecstasy, and there are tears in everyone's eyes. Akritya prakritya tomar ishvalakan jivena sambhave aprakrita gun. My dear Lord, according to your behavior and bodily features, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is impossible for ordinary living beings to possess such transcendental qualities. Prabhu kohe tumi maha bhagavatotam tomar darshane sabar drava hoilamam. The Lord replied to Ramananda Rai, Sir, you are the best of the topmost devotees. Therefore, simply the sight of you has melted everyone's heart. So Mahaprabhu is saying everyone's... So Sarvabhauma is saying, you're the Supreme Lord Himself, and so everyone's heart is melting to see you, and they're taking Krishna Nam. But Mahaprabhu is saying, no, it is because you are a Mahabhagavat. You are devotee of the highest order. So therefore, everyone is inspired like this just because of you. This is called spiritual competition. This is a different type of competition, what we experience in this world. Anye ki katayami mayavadi sanyasi amiho tomar sparshe Krishna preme basi. Although I am a mayavadi sannyasi, oh my God. Although I am a mayavadi sannyasi, I am a non-devotee. I am also floating in the ocean of love of Krishna simply by seeing you, simply by touching you. And what to speak of others. So I'm an impersonalist, that's what he's saying, Mahaprabhu. I'm like this hard-hearted impersonalist. But you are melting my heart. This is Mahaprabhu speaking. And it gets even better. Hey Jani Katin Mor Hriday Shodite Sarvabhauma Kohilen Tomare Milite. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya knew this would happen, and thus to rectify my heart, which is very hard, he asked me to meet you. Mahaprabhu is developing on this even further. No, Mahaprabhu is the Mayavadi. Sarvabhauma was the Mayavadi. Sarvabhauma was the impersonalist. And Mahaprabhu converted him. But now Mahaprabhu is saying, like, I'm the Mayavadi. Sarvabhauma, he's the devotee. And he's like trying to help me out. And so he asked me to meet you. So where does truth lie, The raw truth is never something, we're not interested in raw truth. Real, David Ch.Ch was speaking about this a little on Saturday. But, Param Guru Maharshi's developed on this more, saying how, there's Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, and Satyam, the highest type of Satyam, truth, is always connected with Sundaram, beauty. The highest conception of truth is always connected with beauty, love. mercy, all of these things. So the truth of the highest plane of reality, it is of a different nature, right? So like, Krishna has a mother and a father. Doesn't make any sense logically, but from the perspective of Sundaram, of beauty, of love, then it makes perfect sense. It's a higher conception of truth. So like logic, analysis, this like raw conception of truth, it is a very lower level thing.
You remember we had that video from Param Gurudev?
Yes.
That he said that the truth always has to be palatable. And then we were, then we heard Kumar saying that the devotees were puzzled, like the truth sometimes is hard. But that's not, it's just a very small picture, concept what you see of the truth. There's a much bigger area where we can see the truth in, from all other sides. Yeah. So the truth has to always be palatable. Like, not me telling the truth about something. No, might not be the truth.
Yeah, there's this, because Param Guru Maharaj, he had this nature of, he was born under the sign of Ramchandra, right? And very dharmic nature. And he made that vow that he will never tell a lie, So he had this appreciation for, for truth and, the Dharma, morality in a very strict sense. And so he came to this. It's somewhere in the scriptures, maybe, I'm not sure exactly where, but it's Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Asatyam, Apriyam Satyam Ma Bruyat, something like that, saying, it says, always speak the truth. Always speak truth that is pleasing. Never speak truth that is not pleasing. And he was a little puzzled by this, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, because he always had this appreciation for always speaking the truth, no matter what. And so in the beginning, he was a little puzzled by this. And and I need to look up this article where Ch.Ch. Maharaj published this talk where Sridhar Maharaj explains this very wonderfully. But I'm just, from what I can recall, it's been some time since I looked at it. And then after some time, he came to the conclusion that mercy is above justice, that we should be merciful, that we should not just present some raw truth that would be very painful or cruel or judgmental of others, but the conception of mercy is higher than like raw truth, justice. And then he came finally to this conclusion, revelation that of Satyam and Sundaram, that the highest conception of truth, it is always connected with beauty, Leela. This is what Leela is, right? This divine play. So this raw logic, and that is of a lower level. But that is a lower level of truth. But higher expression of truth, it appears as Leela. And so you look at these exchanges and they don't make any sense. There's no logical sense here, But within the plane of heart, within the plane of love, there's there's some sense,
And also that verse, Tatenu Kampa, comes from there, to see all this goodwill in every external circumstances, to see, to try to extract from that, to collect that goodwill from everything.
Okay, well, maybe we'll stop there. Gadadhar Prabhu, any thoughts?
I did have one, but it escaped me, so maybe you can wait.
We'll wait. All right. Well, Prabhu, would you like to sing?
Hari Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Madhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govindara Jai Samadhikara Shri Shri Guru Garanga Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnav Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanand Hari Bol.
Vishakha Devidasi Ki
Jai.
Jai Gurudev.
I'm going to have to buy some long johns in this weather.
Definitely.
Yeah, because my knees get a little,
Yeah.
my knees feel the cold.
But Hungary is already maybe not very well.
They have heating there.
Yeah. That's funny, actually.
It's England, I think, because it's so expensive here. Like other places I go, they're just blasting it all day long.
Yeah, because it's
Here
set at
we're
a fixed price.
we
for
live
people.
like, very poorly.
You see, the government actually looks after people in better ways in different countries. They
Yeah,
have different priorities.
yeah.
And, the country does get very cold. But they keep the heating at a fixed price.
Uh-huh.
So, and the government provides, it's like a communist